What is going on out there, peeps? All right, good news coming out of Iraq, man. But again, we don't want to get overly excited when we hear good news. You don't want to get overly bummed when you hear bad news. All right, I'm just saying. So let's get into this a little bit. You guys, right now is a good time. There is banks around the world pushing towards investors to start buying into gold. This is really weird. I've seen quite a few reports, but you're going to see one today, even in Iraq, coming out of Switzerland. All right. So it's one thing when the bankers and all of them are stingy and greedy and they try to keep the precious metals to themselves. It's another one they start telling their investors to do it as well. Anyways, if you think about buying precious metals, it's not too late. Not too late at all. Give our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange a consideration. The link is in the description. If you're a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100 on precious metals, use promo code PIMPY, P-I-M-P-Y, and get a free half ounce of silver. You'll thank me later for that. Anyways, we got Pimpy's Investment Chat, the same name as the YouTube channel. Over here, we talk about investments like gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. And yes, chat has started back up again about a global currency reset. And I see, again, I'm not into dates, I'm not into rates, but I think it's interesting that a lot of them, we heard Trump say we need to do this on a level playing field, blah, blah, blah. I don't know exactly what that means. I mean, it's great to make the assumption, but there is a lot of different chatter about what the rates will be. But the one I find that's very interesting is a one-for-one rate. And but they never explain how this is going to be done. I could tell you that a group of people, and I'm not sure where they're from, but I think they're from the United States, for the past 18 months has been going country to country, assessing the assets of each country. And I thought, oh, that's very interesting. That to me tells me they're thinking about going into an asset-backed type currency. Now, again, this is all talk about what's going on, when it's going to be implemented, how it's going to be implemented, what the rates are going to be, what the dates are going to be. No one knows. That's the whole purpose of it, is to keep it as secret as possible. I could just only share with you what the chatter is. Okay? So, very interesting. And in some of the articles, they're talking about some of the currencies going before others, and other people making arguments that the currency should go all at once. So, I'm going to definitely pay attention to that and see what happens. But as I get more news, I will share it with you. Again, it's easy to get caught up in all the chat. Okay, I just want us to stay grounded. We don't care about what they chat about or what it is they talk about. We care about what they do. We want to see action. We don't want to hear about it. Because just hearing about it just messes with your emotions. You know what I mean? So no politics over here. We'll bring that over here, which is the hidden things in front of your eyes. Again, we could talk about politics, QAnon, Nicera, Jacera, current events, 9/11, false flag events, the whole 9 yards over here in the hidden things in front of your eyes. Just be respectful of one another. For those of you who don't have Facebook but got Twitter, come join me over here on Twitter. The link is in the description. As a matter of fact, even if you have both Facebook and Twitter, you probably should come over here and join me on Twitter, because they're taking down groups within Facebook, and if they remove mine, the only way you can get information is if I post it over here, okay? So come join me over here. The link is in the description. Again, we're talking about buying, people are talking about buying different types of currencies: the Iraqi dinar, the Vietnam dong, the Zim dollar, the rupiah, all right? There is, of course, a little boost going on. I think people, as the chatter increases out there about the impending global currency reset, the more chatter there is, I think the more people are feeling confident in picking up more Iraqi dinar as well as Vietnam dong. And again, I set myself a limit, but it's up to you what you're going to do. But when people ask me still to this day, even though I tell you guys in a video, if I used to have another place where I went to go buy my Iraqi dinar, but they're out. They've been out. A lot of these places are out. So the one place that's not out and they sell internationally is the UK dinar. So their link is in the description, you guys. So come on over here and join them. And if you buy currency from them, they're going to offer you a place to put a discount code PIMPY, P-I-M-P-Y, and it'll just save you a little bit of money. All right, so come on over there before they end up running out. As everybody else is running out, you don't want to be out. You know what I mean? Just in case, you might want to get some more. Let's get into the news because this first article is good news. What we've been talking about over the last couple of days is the issue with the fact that a lot of these embassies we're talking about closing down, especially the American one, because they're not feeling safe. There's a lot of bombings taking place or missile attacks, rocket attacks coming into the green zone. Well, lo and behold, Al Kadhimi spokesperson reveals the important leads have been reached regarding the indiscriminate rocket launchers. So it looks like somebody is whistleblowing, and we might have some resolution here. So Sunday, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, Rizal, revealed the important leads have been reached regarding launching rockets towards the green zone, stressing that the operations of imposing law and confining weapons to the hands of the state are continuing. Now, keep in mind, this is the same guy, I believe, it was in charge of the police force. They're going to section within Iraq and to house and trying to remove guns out of the people's hands. Although I'm not a fan of that, but I understand why. You don't want, you really want stability in Iraq. In a press statement followed by Rizal said the intelligent efforts is present. So today, work is underway according to an accurate, intelligent plan through which we reach important strings regarding the launching of the rockets, stressing the investigation committee that were formed under the order of the commander-in-chief, which is our boy Al Kadhimi. Their aim was to reach the rocket launchers towards the green zones and towards the citizens, that last of which was, I believe it's spelled Rondwanani, in which 3 martyrs were killed and 2 were wounded. Okay? So, good. This is what we want to see. This, I tell you for sure, is what the international community wants to see. If you can start nailing the people that are launching these rockets, they're going to feel more secure about staying open. Now, this is the second time that they've caught in the group. Remember that one time they caught 19 people that were responsible and had them arrested, some officials. And so, again, it looks like they're on the leads to some new people. So let's keep our fingers crossed. We'll keep an eye on that because this would be great news, all right? We want these people arrested. We need to make sure that Iraq is stable, secure, and that the embassies feel safe to be open so that outside investors will feel safe to come in, all right? We definitely want that. Looky here. What is this? Now is the perfect time to buy gold, and here are the reasons. Well, you don't have to listen to their reasons. I gave you 50 billion of them, and I guarantee my match. The Swift Investment Bank, the UBS, advised investors around the world to buy gold at the time. With the exception of a new wave of fluctuations in the markets due to the uncertainty of the global markets due to the Rona, and not just that, plus the U.S. Elections are affecting the market in a big way. You can see that's why you see cryptocurrencies as well starting to creep up again, and they've been creeping up for the last 2 days. For those who are interested in buying cryptocurrencies, the link is in the description. I got you guys covered on everything. It said in times of uncertainty about the U.S. elections and the Rona, gold is a very ideal hedging tool, and its recent review represents a good opportunity for investors who want to enter and invest in the precious metals. These prices represent a bottom in which to enter and build position that will generate a good return. Do you see what they're saying? These things are too low. I've been telling you guys the value of gold and silver has been suppressed. Even they're telling you this. It says it represents the bottom. The BIS upgraded gold from a tier 3 to a tier 1 asset, which means there's no risk. Anyways, it says earlier this year, gold prices exceeded level 2,000. So what they're saying in this article is they anticipate gold not just reaching 2,000, but getting closer to the 2,500 an ounce mark by the end of the year, which will drag up. You'll see if that's the case, then you're probably going to see, if it hits 2,500, you're probably going to see silver close to 3,500, which most likely will trigger a revaluation. But we'll keep an eye on it. Again, a lot of this is speculation, and why I said it's never too late to get in precious metals, because right now they're dirt cheap. I know it doesn't seem like it, but keep doing what you can to add to your stack no matter what, okay? Parliament delegation offers condolences to the Emir of Kuwait. As you all know, the Emir passed away and a new one is now in place. And so world leaders are coming by to just pay their respects. Okay. Barzani discusses with Fayed several files and informs him the stability of Iraq is our concern. So Barzani discussed on Sunday with the head of the Popular Mobilization Authority, Fayed, the latest developments in the security and political situation. Now, keep in mind, everybody's pointed fingers at the Popular Mobilization Authorities as being the crap disturbers over there. These are the people that are being linked to these rocket launches as well as assassinations and kidnappings. All right? So this is the people that Sauder is pointing out, telling them we can't do this. We need to think about the people of Iraq. So Barzani's office said in a statement, the meeting witnessed a discussion of immediate challenges and security threats to the stability of Iraq and the region, and views were exchanged on security coordinations and joint work for the Kurdistan region with the federal government in facing threats. So again, emphasizes were placed on a need to take serious steps to restore normalcy in the areas covered by the Constitutional Article 140. Okay, so again, the fact that Barzani is meeting with the leader of the Popular Mobilization Authority, hopefully he'll get them to just stand down and stop doing what they're doing. We'll see. The new emir of Kuwait meets with senior officials from America to Iran. Of course he is. And also, you know damn well when America got over there right away, because Kuwait's one of the key countries in this huge peace agreement that's going on. So we knew the emir is passing away, and we also know that the Saudi king's been pretty sick from time to time as well. So, these Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, even Iran, and Palestine are all part of Egypt, Yemen, Syria, are all being approached about peace in the Middle East. Most of them are on board. But please understand that after decades between the Bush family, the Clintons, and Obamas running around forcing regime changes on people around the world, it's kind of hard to build trust in there. It's a good thing Trump's an outsider, and he's been really established himself as somebody that people could trust. Thank God. All right, so anyways, people are giving their respects to the new emir. And so, again, this is bad. Since 2003, the Minister of Finance has said that there's 250 billion has been stolen, not dinars, $1 billion. Since 2003, 250 billion US dollars have been stolen from the Iraqi people. This is what all the corruption was doing. This is what the international community was doing. But, the Ministry of Finance makes a good point. He says that amount of money, that entire amount of money, the 250 billion that has been stolen, is enough money to restart several countries and rebuild them. $250 billion. That money could have been used already to rebuild the infrastructure within Iraq. But the good thing is, look, there's nothing wrong with reaching back in the past and seeing what went wrong, and then trying to figure out what you need to do to prevent that from happening again. But what you really need to do is go after those corrupt politicians, find out where their damn money is, and take it all from them and give it back to the Iraqi people. What do you guys think on that one? Yeah? All right. The governor of the central bank, we intend to implement the reform plan to upgrade the banking sector. Okay, so the governor of the bank, which I believe is spelled or pronounced Galab, confirmed that the central bank is determined to implement the reform plan that contributes to the promotion of the bank sector. Now, keep in mind, when he first got in there, he said that they had to come up with their own reform paper for the bank. I don't know if that's the same as the reform paper that we see being reviewed by the government. Okay? So what he's saying is he's going to implement the reform plan. So the press released from the central bank received a copy. The governor of the central bank, Iraq gives you all that stuff. According to the statement, the president of the republic congratulated the governor of the central bank who took the position, wishing him success. The governor of the bank stressed during his meeting that bank is determined to implement the reform plan that would help in the promotion of the Iraqi banking sector in light of the current challenges to service of the country's economy. Again, remember, they just lost their rights to do the auctions, okay? There's a lot of corruption involved, a lot of reform that had to take place. So again, Al-Kadhimi removing people he believes is corrupt, putting in people he thinks he can trust. So this is a good step forward. Again, more positive things happening in Iraq. This is what we want to see. So the Minister of Finance mortgages the payments of the salary for. So here's something interesting. So now they're talking about borrowing again. So the rest of these are just talking about borrowing. And I was reading an article that Al-Kadhimi was talking about in this article. And he was saying, look, we got to do everything we can to avoid borrowing money from the World Bank, period. We have to borrow internally because every time we borrow from the World Bank, that gives them more power. And we're actually mortgaging off the future of Iraq. So he's saying we need to avoid that. So I respect that and I like that. So they need to do, again, somehow, some way, the money that they did request is gone. And it was supposed to be for salaries for the rest of the year. But, the Minister of Finance has to come and explain why. So lots of good stuff in there, you guys. But biggest thing about that is this article right here. If they can catch even more people and clear them off the streets, even more people that are launching the rockets, this brings stability into Iraq, which is what we want, so that the embassies stay open, outside investors feel good, and they start coming in there. So good news. I like it, but I also like the article on the gold. All right. That's it for now, you guys. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later.